Nearly 3,000 people were served by the Hamilton County One-Stop Resource Center that actually began in 2019. The One-Stop Resource Center was created by the Hamilton County Office of Reentry to eliminate the barriers of accessing supportive services. We know that barriers affect everybody in our community, especially when it comes to accessing the services that people need, because transportation is a barrier. Just not understanding or knowing what is available to you in your community is a barrier. We have provided almost 10,000 services to individuals that have attended the One-Stop Resource Center, and we've been able to connect with individuals throughout Hamilton County, because this is not just for people with backgrounds. We offer this to everyone in the Hamilton County community. We offer it April through October of every year on the final Friday of every month. We operate with about 30 to 40 providers providing direct services on site in each one of these locations.
So the Live Movement's been a part of the One-Stop Resource Center since the genesis. Back in 2019, we showed up for the very first one, and it's been great ever since.
Home has now been a part of the One Stop for 2 years, and it's been an invaluable experience.
Central Connection has been a provider with the One Stop Resource Center for 5 years, for the entire time that it's celebrating its anniversary, and we're happy to be a part of the partnership with the Office of Reentry.
So LIT provides recovery housing for men and women, also specialized in wraparound services for those struggling with addictions, to include peer support. We also help with rent assistance, transportation, IDs, birth certificates, all the wraparound stuff that you need to get off the ground in the beginning.
Home is the only fair housing organization for Southwest Ohio. We serve Hamilton, Butler, Warren, and Claremont counties. As a fair housing organization, we educate people about their housing rights, both as renters in landlord-tenant situations and under the Fair Housing Act, which is a vital piece of civil rights legislation that was first passed in 1968. So at Home, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home, and we're in the business of removing barriers and eliminating illegal housing discrimination.
Central Connection is an outpatient mental health and substance use facility in Cincinnati. We're across the street from Children's Hospital. We provide mental health assessments, substance use assessments. We can help people with housing. We provide case management, and we also provide help with benefits. We serve the indigent population in Hamilton County, so we see people without Medicaid, people without private insurance. So we see the people who have nowhere else to go.
Thank you, One Stop from Agape Lotus Homes and Sober Living, for allowing us to be a part of such a powerful and impactful celebration. We truly appreciate the partnership and the continued trust you've shown in us. Thank you for referring clients our way. It is an honor to serve and love them back to life. Our mission is to keep strengthening this partnership, because One Stop is truly an amazing community resource. We look forward to continuing to collaborate and make an even greater impact together.
My life has changed pretty dramatically. I came from a situation where I was homeless. So me having a stable place to stay while I go to work and it is a big plus for me.
Well, I was getting kicked out of the shelter house because I timed out. So I would be back living in my van if I didn't get the opportunity to live here.
I remember one time there was a guy who was homeless. We were able to connect him to treatment right there from the One Stop. So it's extremely helpful to be present in the community at that event, because folks in need always show up. So it's good to, speaking to the men and women who come to our table and speak life and be able to provide a service to be helpful.
One case that really jumps out to me from my 2 years with One Stop so far was helping a gentleman who had actually been out of incarceration for 12 years. And he was in the process of trying to get a new place to live, had been approved for an apartment. And a few days before he was handed his keys, he was contacted and told that a screening company had denied his application. Doing a little investigation, we found out that even though their screening criteria stated that they would only look back 7 years for criminal histories, they had gone outside of their screening criteria, and that's a violation of his rights. The law states that if someone's in good standing, and regardless of what crime they may have committed, they're entitled to an individualized assessment, right? No record is the same. And every human being's situation is different. And so the fact that we were able to educate him that what had happened to him was not only wrong morally, but legally. It was illegal for him to be discriminated against in housing because of his criminal record. And so that's a situation. And then there's so many situations where people come to the tabling event and they just don't know. They don't understand that you have civil rights at home, just like when you go to work or school.
I remember one specific example. A person came up to my table, told me that he was just released from prison, and it was a Friday, of course, because that's when we do our one-stops. He told me he was released from prison and had no mental health medication. And he was asking me about Medicaid. And so I was able to look him up on my agency laptop, and I found out that his Job and Family Services had terminated his Medicaid because he'd been incarcerated. So we were at the Justice Center, and I told him that he could go over to Job and Family Services, which is just across the street from the Justice Center. I said, ask them to get his Medicaid turned back on, come over and let me know that it's done. So we were able to get verification from the Justice Center right on site. He came back to me, he let me know that Job and Family Services updated his Medicaid, and I told him he was unable to go to Walgreens and get his medication. He actually came back later and came up to thank me. He said he went to Walgreens, was able to get his mental health medication, and he was so grateful and to get back on the path to mental health stability. So that's that has stuck with me for a long time.
I'd like to thank everyone who's been a part of the One Stop since its inception. All our providers, we've grown from 20 providers to nearly 40 providers, and we could not operate the One Stop without them. And I want to thank the community, all of the people that attend the One Stop. They receive a great service, but if it weren't for those individuals attending, our providers wouldn't be able to provide the services. So this is truly a community partnership, and thank you specifically to our county commissioners, because without our county commissioners, this initiative would not be possible.